What is going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video today we're going to learn how to code a simple Mastermind game in Python. So let us get right into it. Alright, so this is going to be a quite beginner-friendly tutorial. We're going to implement a simple Mastermind game in Python, and we're only going to use the command line for this. So we're not going to build a graphical user interface, we're going to keep it simple. Now, for those of you who don't know what Mastermind is, I'm going to briefly explain it. It's basically a game where you have to guess a code, and the code is composed of numbers or colors or letters or something. In our case, we're going to use colors. And you have a certain code length. For example, you could have 4 symbols or 4 colors, and the code could be something like red, and then yellow and blue, for example. And the goal is now to guess this code by just making guesses. So by attempting to just guess the code without any information. And the first guess could be something like red, yellow, blue, green. That could be my first guess as a player. And I have a certain number of attempts that I'm allowed to use, so I can try a certain number of times. And the only information I get about my guess is how many of these colors are in the exact correct position and how many of them are correct but in the wrong position. So in this case, we would have one being in the exact correct position. I don't know which one. I just get one correct as an answer. And then I also get 2 correct but misplaced. So yellow and blue are part of the code, but they're not in the correct position. So 2 in the wrong position. And then, of course, 1 is going to be completely wrong, which is the green one. And after 10 attempts, I should get the code, otherwise I lose. That's the basic idea of the game, quite simple and easy to implement. And we're going to do all of this in core Python. The only Python package that we're going to use in this video is the core Python package random, and we're going to use it to generate our secret code in a random way. So what we're going to do first is we're going to define the colors or the available objects, numbers, letters, whatever. In my case, this is going to be red, green, yellow, blue, purple, and orange. Then we're going to specify a code length. In my case, this is going to be 4. You can, of course, change that. And then we're going to also define the max attempts. So how many tries do we have? I'm going to set this to 10. And then we're going to generate a secret code. So we can say code equals random choices. So we want to do it with replacement. We want to allow for duplicate values. So we want to have the possibility of the code being red, 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 red. This is also something that we want to be able to do. So we're going to choose from the colors, and K is going to be the code length. So 4 in this case. And we can actually print the code to see what happens. You can see that we can have duplicate values, yellow, purple, blue, blue in this case. But we don't have to have duplicate values. In this case, we even have 3 times the same color. So that is our code. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to set attempts to 0 in the beginning. And then we're going to print some welcome message. So welcome to the Neural 9 Mastermind game. And then we're going to print some information about the game. Available colors. And we're going to make this an F string so that we can use some formatting here. And we're going to just specify, maybe we want to have the comma as the join character, and we want to join the list of colors. And then we also want to print another F string where we basically say code length is going to be the code length, and then comma, I'm going to say max attempts is going to be max attempts. And then we can start with the game. And the idea is to say, while the attempts are less than the max attempts, we continue to do a guess, or we continue to make a guess. So we're going to say the guess is equal to input, so we get the user input to make a guess, and the message that is being displayed is going to be attempt, so that we know which attempt it is. And here we're going to say attempts plus 1, because it starts with 0. The first attempt is going to be attempt 1, so we need to add 1, and we're going to say out of max attempts, and then enter your guess. And this is going to then allow us to make a guess. And from this, we want to also strip any white spaces on the edges, and then we want to split on white space. So just split, by default it splits on white space. Let me just add some new lines here so that I can move this up a little bit. So we have our guess here now, and the idea is that the guess is going to be just colors separated by white spaces. So what we're going to do is we're going to say if the length of the guess, which is the list of the individual colors, since we split on white spaces, if it is not equal to the code length, this is a problem. So it's going to be an invalid guess. Or if not all, so we're going to use this all function here, color in colors, color in colors for color in guess. The basic idea here being for every color in my guess, for every word that I use, I want to check if that is part of the colors collection, of the colors list. And if that's true for all of them, that's okay. If it's not true for all of them, it's also an invalid guess. So we need to say print invalid guess. Make sure you have exactly 4 colors. And then we want to continue. So we want to actually just skip this iteration and we want to go into the next one. So we're going to basically just repeat the whole process without terminating the script. Now what we're going to do is if the guess is not invalid, we're going to continue down with the rest of the code down here. And here we need to calculate now how many of them are in the correct position and how many of them are in are correct colors but not in the correct position. So what we're going to do is we're going to say correct position, and this is going to be equal to the sum of the following expression, and then this is going to be G equals S for GS in zip guess, or actually maybe we should call this C. I used S in my prepared code for secret code, but the idea here now is that we have our guess and our code, we zip them together, so we get these two values at the individual positions and we zip them into one thing, and we say, okay, for each position, check if the two are the same, if the two are equal, and then sum it up. So all the ones are going to be summed up. So if we have something like red, green, green, yellow, and my code is red, blue, green, blue, then what it's going to do is it's going to check, okay, are they the same? It's going to give me a 1 for this position, a 0 for this position, a 1 for this position, and a 0 for this position. And I'm going to get 2 because the sum of 1, 0, 1, 0 is 2. That's the basic idea here. And then we're going to say also correct color, but wrong position is going to be sum. And here now we're going to do something smart. We're going to take the minimum of count the color in the guess and count the color in the code for the color in the set of the code. So basically for every color that occurs in the code, we want to get the minimum for the guess, or so how many times it is in the guess and how many times it's in the code. And those are the correct colors. But we, of course, the problem with this is that we also have the correct positions in here. So what we need to do is we need to say correct color minus equals correct position. So this expression basically gives us all the correct colors, or the amount of correct colors. And here we want to subtract those that are actually also in the correct position, so that we only get the correct colors that are not in the correct position. And then we're going to print that information using an F string. So we're going to say correct position, colors placed correctly, and then we're going to say correct color, colors, or maybe correct colors placed in wrong positions. And then we can say if correct position equals equals code length. So if the number of colors that are in the correct position are actually the maximum number that can be in the correct position, then we're going to print congratulations, you won. And then I can exit at this point. Otherwise, if we don't exit here, we're just going to say attempts plus equals 1. And basically, once we're out of this loop, we're going to say that you've lost because you have lost. Because the tries are now all used and you didn't guess the code. So that is basically the Mastermind game. I'm going to run this now, and just for the debugging purposes, in the beginning I'm going to print the code to see that this actually works. So, of course, after we generated the code, not before that, this wouldn't be possible. So we can see the code right now, the true code is red, yellow, red, orange. So I can do something like blue, blue, green, blue, which should give me 0 and 0. Now if I say red, green, blue, blue, I will get one color placed correctly. If I say red, red, blue, green, it will tell me one correct, which is a red, and another one being correct but in the wrong place, which is the other red. If I say red, blue, red, green, I will get two colors in the correct position, and none of these are, none of the other ones are part of the code. So then, of course, if I say red, what was the code? Red, yellow, red, orange, then I see that I've won the game. And of course, what you want to do here is you don't want to print the code in the beginning. You want to play the game and see if you can beat it. So we can actually try to do it right now. Let's go with red, green, green, red. Oh, actually, I mistyped. Red, green, green, red, like this. One is placed correctly, one is placed in the wrong position. So let's go with red, green, red, red. Let's see what happens here. Okay, one color is still placed correctly, which probably, I'm not sure. Probably should be red, shouldn't it? I don't know. Let's go with blue, blue, yellow. Okay, no, red was not correct, so maybe it was... actually, it should be green, I guess, right? So it should be maybe blue, green, orange, purple, something like this. Okay, I don't know. Then we should say maybe yellow, green, red, orange. Two placed correctly. Okay, so let's go with yellow, green, or maybe let's go with blue, green, red, or not orange, purple. Or actually not purple, yellow. Okay, this is wrong again, so yellow, green, purple, red. Yellow, green. I'm sure you guys already figured it out. I'm not really paying attention. I just want to force it to end here. So let's go with green, 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 red. Okay, two colors placed correctly. Let's go with green. Or let's go with, what did we have? Maybe we have green, 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 orange. Okay, three colors placed correctly. Unfortunately, I don't print the actual code. Maybe I should do that. The code was, and then the code. As an F string, of course. But yeah, so this is how you implement a simple Mastermind game in Python. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and hope you learned something. If so, let me know by hitting a like button and leaving a comment in the comment section down below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to not miss a single future video for free. Other than that, thank you much for watching. See you in the next video, and bye.